Hello, my name is Allison Carmen, and welcome to my podcast, 10 Minutes to Less Suffering. And today I want to talk to you about this idea of quiet quitting. I know it's been in the news a lot in the United States, so many of you already know what it is. But for those who don't, quiet quitting is a new way for people to explain why they're not doing more than the bare minimum to stay employed. And I think a lot of people are trying to present quiet quitting as very legitimate, that people are still doing a good job at work, they're just not giving anything extra. But the reason I'm talking about this today is not about the idea of quiet quitting your job. I've just spent some time thinking about the concept, and I actually think it's more interesting to think about how we quiet quit on ourselves. And what I mean by this is that a lot of us start off really early in our lives with all these dreams. And usually they're connected to our passions and the things we want and the relationships we want to have and the things we want to experience and the things we want to achieve. And then as life goes on and we're challenged, we're rejected, things don't go our way, we start to believe that these things are not possible. And then often we stop trying. And we don't stop trying because they're no longer our dreams. We stop trying because we think we can no longer have these things. And it's not like we stand up one day and make the announcement, I no longer will pursue my dream of writing. I will no longer pursue finding someone new in my life. It's not like that. It's actually very quiet. It's like our dreams die very quietly. The days pass. We just get by. We go to work. We come home. We take care of our families. We get up the next day. We look at our bills. We look at our obligations. Very quietly in each day, we move further and further from the life we dreamed of. And what also happens is that we believe less in ourselves. If life doesn't work out the way we thought it would, sometimes we doubt our intelligence, we doubt our capabilities, we doubt our skills to be able to achieve that life, the one we dreamed of. And we quietly quit on ourselves. And sometimes we don't even see it happening. And I know I talk about this a lot, but when my husband left me 4 years ago, I could have easily quit on myself. But what's even more interesting, because I was so broken and I had to start again, and I really had to get out back into the world to create a life for myself, it forced me to look at the places that I quietly quit. Even though I was left, there were places in my life that I had surrendered, that I had given up. Parts of myself to be in a relationship, parts of myself for my career, because I didn't think I could have that with my children. Parts of myself that I didn't feel like I had what it took to achieve certain things. And I didn't even see that about myself. I thought I was empowered and I was strong, and I didn't see these places that I was hiding behind my marriage. I didn't see these places that I had given up on, that were dreams of mine, because I quietly quit. The days went by. I got busy. I was trying to maintain what I had, but I grew further and further away from certain things that were very close to my heart. And it amazes me because I was already in the self-help industry. I was already working on myself. I was already doing all these incredible things. But it wasn't until I was forced to look at it that I was able to see the parts I wasn't valuing myself and the parts that I gave up. It is so tricky how we quietly quit on ourselves. We have a story for every reason why we do it. We have a story why we're not capable of it. And we have a story why it'll never work out. And create this huge reason why that dream you had when you were 10, 15, 20, 25 is no longer in the cards. And we never see the fact that perhaps we quit because it didn't go the way we planned. Perhaps we quit because it was too uncertain. Because perhaps we quit because we were looking for safety and security. And a little part of us every day quits a little more. And then we live with the regret and the story and the dream that never happened. So that's why this amazing moment that everyone's talking about, quietly quitting, that we could look at our lives again. And we could actually say, have I been quietly quitting on what I truly want for my life? What were the dreams I had when I was young? What have I not achieved? What do I tell myself is not possible? What do I tell myself I can't do anymore? Let's start talking about that. Write them down. And I know I say this on practically every podcast, but the uncertainty of life is your best friend, because nobody knows what's going to happen next, which means life is a field of open possibilities if you get back on that field. You have no idea what still can happen. And that might sound scary to some people, but to me, that means that all your dreams and all the things you wanted and all the things that haven't happened yet still can happen in the unknown future. People could do a lot of stuff to us in this lifetime, and things could happen we didn't expect, and things we didn't like, and we can get hurt, and we could be rejected, and certain things could happen to us that practically take our breath away. But nobody could steal your dream unless you quietly quit on them. You have the choice in this moment to write it all down and recommit to you and to the things you desire and the things you want out of your life. Don't let anyone steal that from you. Don't let your past steal it, anybody in your life steal it, and don't let your fear steal it. You don't need your entire life to fall apart to recommit to yourself. You just have to begin in this moment. And if you're struggling with what I'm saying because the stories are coming up in your head and you're saying, Allison, you don't understand. I have a broken relationship. Allison, you don't understand. I don't have a lot of money in the bank. Allison, you don't understand. I don't have the education. Allison, you don't understand. I can't have the life that I want. I say to you, cannot be absolutely certain because the future is unknown. Every fear that you have is not absolute. It can't be, because it's about a future that hasn't happened yet. So I want you to take every story and every belief that you have one by one and ask, is this fear absolutely true? List them. Am I absolutely certain I can't have a new relationship? Am I absolutely certain I can't start this business? Am I absolutely certain I can't sell my paintings? Am I absolutely certain I can't figure out a way to pay my mortgage? And because you can't be absolutely certain about anything, what else is there? There's maybe. Maybe something else could happen that you can't imagine. Maybe you could accept this and still be okay. Maybe you could find a way. Do maybe statements one after the other and challenge every fear. Maybe I could have more than I imagine. Maybe things could change. Maybe I don't need to quietly quit on myself each and every day. Maybe today's the day that I could make a change. Moment by moment, step by step. And I get it. It is not easy to follow a dream that you've put to rest. It's not easy to believe in yourself when you have spent most of your life doubting yourself. But this one is up to you. Nobody could take it away from you if you choose to recommit to your truth and embrace the unknown and believe in all that's possible and recommit to what you really want in your life. So as everybody's talking about this idea of quietly quitting, let's go deeper. Let's make it more profound. Let's look within, because everything really starts from within. Everything that happens in the outside world, everything we see, how everyone acts, what we attract, what we don't, it all starts from within. It's an inner game. And if we choose not to quit on ourselves, we get back on the playing field and we pick ourselves up with self-love and enthusiasm and resilience, and we find a way. I know you can do this. I know you could recommit to yourself. I know you could reignite those dreams and those passions. I know you have it in you. You wouldn't feel it if it wasn't real. You wouldn't be connecting to something that's not possible. And maybe we'll have to be flexible, and maybe certain things we'll achieve and certain things we'll have to figure out another way. Who knows? But let's at least try. Let's at least hope. Let's bring maybe back into our heart and rethink all these negative thoughts that we have, and rethink our futures, and rethink the idea that uncertainty is scary, because uncertainty is the path to our liberation and our freedom. And it could take a long time, but just stay on the path. because maybe life could be better than you could imagine. Maybe every dream you have is real in the unknown future. Maybe you have what it takes to make this beautiful change in your life. And most of all, maybe the best is yet to come. Thank you for listening to this podcast today. If you'd like to get in touch with me, you could email me at allison@allisoncarmen.com. If you'd like to read my books, The Gift of Maybe or A Year Without Men, they're available in all major bookstores and online retailers. And if you like this podcast, you can subscribe and leave a comment.